Hello YouTube viewers. In this video, I'm going to show you how to lay out and actually build a firebox. There are 6 pieces that we have to cut. The bottom plate, the side plate, and the 2 back plate. It all starts with a simple plate, 3 inch by 5 inch. I already have pre-drill hole. Okay. Cost about 88 cents at Home Depot or Lowe's. Okay. So I'm going to build the back plate first. To do that, I'm going to need 2 pieces. I will label them back left and back right. On the back right plate, I will need to cut the interlocking slot. This is from the middle of the plate all the way up. So this line here, over here. And I choose to make my cut right through the center of the hole from that edge to that edge. For the bottom air hole, I choose to go from roughly about this point and that point to about that high. Again, I'm just simply eyeballing. So that will be the cut I will making for the bottom air hole. For the top notch, I just simply mark it out. While saving this hole, I want to save that for my support rod. So that's basically the back right plate. We can do the same thing for the back left plate, except that the interlocking slot will be different. On the back left plate, we want to do this cut to interlock with that side right there. And we want to do this cut. Okay. Well, since the air hole for the back left and back right, as well as the top notch are the same, I don't need to mark it, because when I cut them, I will put one right on top of another and cut them at the same time. So that will be the layout for the 2 back plate. For the side plate, I will need 2 more pieces. And since they are identical, I simply mark one of them. Okay. This slot is still the interlocking slot. This slot is to accept the front plate. It will be much shorter, only go from there to roughly the 2nd row of hole. It doesn't go all the way to the 3rd row. Okay. So somewhere from the bottom edge, I mark 3/4 inch. Again, the dimension is not very critical, but 3/4 inch is where I want to be. I want to make sure that I cut this slot here to accommodate the bottom plate. So the 2 plates will be cut at the same time with those cut. Later, when we do the so-called finishing touch, I will add the 2 little notch here on top here and here for the support rod. For the bottom plate, I need to cut off 2 strips of 1/4 inch. Again, you can measure exactly, or I just simply eyeballing it from here. And I need this one to be about 1 inch. That's a piece that will be cut off. Okay. I want the tongue that go into the side plate to be 1.5 inch. So roughly there, and then we'll cut off that piece. Likewise for this side. Roughly that will be the cut for the bottom plate. This is the two corner that will go into the back plate. The hole will be enlarged later. Again, we want to cut all the way to this hole here. Likewise on this side. Okay. And to make wood fitting easier, we're going to cut a V-notch on top. Again, I choose to do it. It's not critical. I want to save this hole, so I'm going to do roughly that. That will be the cut for the top feet front plate. The bottom feet front plate is similar. The side slot doesn't go as high, it only go up to the middle hole. And again, in the top, I'm basically doing the same V-notch. And at the bottom, I guess I will save these two holes here, pick that point, between that row and that row, draw a line somewhere, and pick from there, save the hole. That will be the cut. Again, I'm just simply eyeballing, but you get the idea. This piece will be cut out, that piece will be cut out. Well, that's all the layout for all the plate. Okay, so this is the front plate for bottom fitting. This is the front plate for top fitting. The two side plates are exactly the same, so that's why I only mark one. We'll make cut, slot, cut, two little notch. The back plate, well, the triangular cut will be the same for both plates, so that's why I only mark one on this one. But the slot will be different, so I have to cut this slot separately. And finally, the bottom plate, just notch out this area, that area, that area, and that area. Roughly, this is 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and whatever the rest. The width here is about 1/4 inch. Well, that's all for the layout. Once the slots are cut and the holes are drilled and the edges are deburred and smooth so that it doesn't cause a safety hazard, here's what the plates look like. The back left and the back right plate fit together like that, like this. So that's how they fit. In the layout video, I forgot to mention these two slots. From here to there is 3/4 of an inch, and it go all the way from the edge to the second hole. This is to support the bottom plate. The left and the right plates are simple cut, except for the slot at the bottom. For the bottom plate is I have to use a plunge cut and finish out with the Dremel tools. The bottom plate, the central hole are here are drilled to 3/8 of an inch. They could be made larger. It fits into the 2 slots at the corner and the 2 slots on the side. The top feed front plate, 4 simple cuts. Fit in just like that. When this plate is all the way down, you pull in the side plate and hold the bottom plate in place. Give the structure, the whole stove, a rigid structure. Likewise, the bottom feed front plate, leave enough room to feed the wood from the bottom. The top edge of this front plate is the same level as the side plate. The holes are made to accommodate the size of the support rod. I enlarge as many as I think I will need. That's it for the layout and construction of the $6 DIY firebox stove.